should ever die.
And this monster starts running right at me.
Annihilated by nuclear bombs.
Beast is not dead. I put 4 bullets into him.
Oh, you're crazy.
But I saw that monster too. All I want is for someone to believe me.
Contaminated.
Space. It's horrible. It looked like it would scare you to death.
All right, let's get to work.
Beyond the shadows.
Different, because everybody's new to Appalachia. Like nobody's been there. Everybody's new to there at the same time as I'm getting out of the vault. It's very cool. I like it.
I just reinstalled Red Dead Redemption 2 yesterday.
Oh, that's a great game. Jesus,
I forgot how much of a joy that game is. It just
especially when you get into all the mods and stuff they have for it. Oh my god!
Yeah, don't get me started on the mods
god.
yet.
My favorite is the carriages travel at light speed. Carriages and trains travel at light speed. It's so funny. So funny. They wreck going around a corner and go flying off the map. Like dudes steal take the they're carrying around the giant artillery cannon, like that normally mounts on a train or on a wagon, but they're just carrying it as a. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? One dude had a handgun, but it just fired sticks of dynamite. Like that went off later. Like they didn't go off on impact. It was just like throwing a stick of dynamite. So he just had like a revolver that shot sticks of dynamite. I was like, what?
Yes, I love mod communities. It's what makes a game a game. It truly does.
Me too. Although that's how I ruined Fallout 4 was mods, because it just got boring because I didn't really have to I could just run straight there and kill anything on the way.
Yeah.
So it's Fallout 76. There's no way to mod it because it's a live game.
Yeah.
Right? There's no hacks, there's no cheats, there's no nothing. So it keeps me honest, and it's been much more interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna replay this entire game all the way through without mods, and then I'm gonna go balls to the walls with mods.
The mods are fun.
Yes. So
I would have liked what is the game Elden Ring?
Yes.
Yeah, Elden Ring. I would have liked it better with some mods, because I just died so fucking much.
Yes.
Like,
mind your language, sir.
To the point that it was just not. To the point that it was just not even fun. Like, that's
just
frustrating.
That's the nature of that type of game. Dark Souls was the same way, and that's why I never got into Dark Souls. But Elden Ring was, you could play with somebody after a certain point. And I had a homeboy who's been playing since day one, and he's like, "I'll play with you, sure, let's go." And the game became much more tolerable.
Yeah, if it had crossplay, I would have played it with you. It would have been more fun.
Any hoots and hollers? We are live. We've been rambling about video games. Welcome everybody. This is Beyond the Shadows podcast. This is episode. Hold on. 29. This is our 29th episode. We have officially passed over 6 months of episodes for this podcast. It doesn't seem like 6 months we've been doing this, does it?
It doesn't. I'm impressed.
Which brings me to my next question.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all want to end the season at the end of the year, or do you want to wait till we hit 52 episodes?
Might as well. We can end at the end of the year and start. The first season will be a half season, and then start over.
Yeah, take a couple weeks at the first of the year. Yeah,
and then start it over and bring reboot it.
Okay, that'll give some time because I've got like graphics for season 1 attached to everything.
You can change the graphics,
graphics for Twitch for season 1, all sorts of things that'll have to change, and maybe we'll get a new intro video. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I did reach out. So my wife's sister's husband's son. So her son-in-law, my wife's sister's son-in-law.
Yeah, that's a lot of prefixes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So my wife's sister is married, but he has 2 kids, and his son is a DJ. And I listened to some of his stuff, and I'm impressed. And he's just looking for some exposure. So I'm going to reach out to him and see if he'll throw together some music for us, 10, 15 songs, and maybe we'll use it as our playlist throughout season 2.
That'd be cool.
Crazy Industrials. He's into industrial right now. So
Right on. I like industrial.
yeah, my sister's, my wife's sister's husband turned me on to this musician. Oh geez, what was his name? The Bishop or something, Bishop and something. I actually sent you something on Instagram about it.
Okay. We'll take a look.
Who I don't know. Anywho, it was dude does like, instead of using like a MIDI controller to do his thing, it just hits a button and there's a loop. He has like physical controllers. So his bass hit, he's got a glove that he wears on a slide, and he slides it, and when he makes contact, that's the bass hit.
Nice.
And then he's got this array of 6 different microphones, and each one sounds different. So he'll move over and make different sounds while he's and dude's got like custom microphones built into like Soviet era gas masks.
That's
And oh man, sound is incredible, pure industrial, and it is intense. Eat your heart out, Trent Reznor. Can't hold a candle to this dude.
I like it when people do a whole bunch of live stage control, like, actual stage composition like that. Like that's because, I don't want to say anybody can do the DJ thing, but I mean, if you can understand how it works mixing tracks, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
And then same with loops. If you're not making any of the loops,
yeah,
I mean, it's still a process, but when you're up there playing live instruments and then looping the live instrument and then play, like, one of my favorite dudes to see still is Keller Williams. Keller Williams gets up there on stage. He just has a bunch of Gibson loopers, like foot pedal loopers.
Yeah.
Each plugged in, they're on mics and then on his instruments. And so he'll get up there with his guitar. He's got one loop set up for his guitar, one loop set up for his voice, and then sometimes one for a didgeridoo. And like, he does this thing with his hand in his mouth that sounds exactly like a trumpet.
Oh.
And so he'll loop he's the one man band. Like he loops everything and it sounds like a whole freaking band up there. Like he uses the guitar for the percussion, like, and it's super low tech, but dude, it is great. He even does some electronic sounding stuff. Like one time he got up there he had one of those little tap button things on his phone. Like you make loops on your phone, right?
Yeah.
And so he was like talking in this mic and like holding his cell phone up to another mic for the electronic loops. Like it was very fun. I was like, dude, that is genius. Because like I said, nothing he does is super complicated other than he's incredibly talented as a musician. The loop and he's his timing's great.
Yeah. I was trying to pull that video up of dude, but for some reason it's just not showing anything. I don't know why. But that was weird. Yeah, I said it to you. Yeah, dude's crazy. You should, when you get a second, look at your messages on Instagram. I sent you a video. I also sent you a picture of my new mic. But anyway, so this is our last episode of season 1. We did it. We made it. Yeah, that was it. Good night, everybody. No, cue the exit. What's the intro video again? No. So yeah, this will be our last episode for season 1. We did it. We made a great run for season 1. We're not like killing it with numbers or anything, but we're having a blast, and I think that's what matters. Many nights of technical difficulties.
Yes,
and I think we came out okay at the other end.
Yeah, we've worked out most of that stuff at this point.
Yeah, the layout's changing a little bit. Well, season 2 will come. Let's see, we'll give it. You want to do the second? You want to do episode 1 of season 2 the second week of January or the third week of January?
Oh, we can do it the second. We don't need to take too much time off.
Okay, so the second Sunday of January will be episode 1 of season 2, and you'll see our bright shining faces, especially Paul's.
Speaking of faces.
Speaking of faces.
There's
How you
his
doing?
face.
How you doing, silent handsome Paul?
Fine.
Or
I feel
Um,
kind of yucky.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we
I've been,
feel pretty bad.
I'm glad y'all are here tonight because I struggle when I'm by myself. There's no banter. You can't banter with yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
what are you gonna
could.
do? I could. I may or may not have a little bit.
That's
And
fine.
if the lighting in here wasn't creative, you would see me blush more. So I'm glad it's not creative. Which I did change up the lighting scheme for this evening. So we're doing green accent lighting tonight.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, rope lighting, everybody. So this is our last episode of season 1. We've got rapid fire tonight, the remnants of what was last month, because you sent us so many for the episode that we're still going through them. My holiday was okay. I reckon y'all's were. Y'all told me a little bit about what y'all did. I hope our listeners, I hope your holiday was good. Happy. What did I say in that text message to you, Paul? Merry holidays.
Yeah, Merry Holidays.
I was trying to be silly. Very, very non-committal to any holiday in particular. I almost said something about Krampus, but I decided not to. We did. So last week, y'all weren't here, but I did cover a thinly veiled version of Krampus called Hans Trap the Christmas Scarecrow before I talked about a UFO
weird.
investigation. Yeah, it was.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was a little different. There wasn't a lot of information that when you looked up like traditional pictures of Hans Trap, he looked like Krampus, just not as demonized, not so demon looking. He didn't have the horns, but he did have a crazy looking mask. But he carried a bundle of birch sticks and he would take naughty kids away. But he was often depicted as an evil scarecrow. I want to say he was French or from the Netherlands, one or the other. I don't remember. We just finished season 2 of Interview with the Vampire, so I'm thinking of all these different countries now. Excellent, by the way. If you haven't watched it, you need to.
We have.
Oh, it's very good. Like, the wife would be like, okay, that's enough of that for tonight. And I'd be like, you really want to leave on that cliff? Come on. It was like, it's only 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's only 2 in. Come on, one more. It just killed me. So we binged the whole half of the season this morning just to get, because it was like every episode stopped and we were like, well, no, I know what happens, but I want to see what happens.
Right.
You know, the translation came across pretty well. I didn't really see any flaws with the show, but I'm going to say this, so I don't want to hurt any feelings or anything, but they didn't have to make every character gay. They didn't.
The vampires, a lot of them were gay.
Everybody was gay, and I was like, "Cool, Claudia's straight." And then she's like hanging out. She was supposed to have been a motherly figure in the book. She turned what's her face to be a motherly figure, and I was like, "No, they're getting too close. Come on."
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have to be gay. No offense. I'm sorry. That's my commentary. It's just commentary. But it was great. I really enjoyed it. I did find out that they've been renewed for season 3, and they're going to start in the telling of the book, The Vampire Lestat. So.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. That'll be good because we liked it a lot. We thought it was great.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It was great.
That's I feel like it told the story from the book better than the first movie did. And I hate the fact that Lestat in the new show looked so much like Brad Pitt from the old movie.
Yeah, I saw
Drove me crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
they did do that. Yeah,
look just like him. I kept pulling up pictures. Look, see, it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
it's Brad
no,
Pitt.
they definitely made him look. They definitely picked a guy that looked just like him. Also, though, a good Paul loves a good costume drama, so if they can also be gay vampires on top of it, it's definitely his jam. Paul's
You've
favorite.
never looked in my Kindle to see how many vampire gay novels I've read.
I don't need to. I know you have all the Gaelican vampire novels.
If you're into reading vampire books, I could recommend a really good series. It's one of my favorite series. Nobody's gay in it, but It's like a coming of age high school. It's technically a young adult novel series, but they're all vampires, and it's a really unique twist on the vampire thing.
Is that the
it's
one
called-
where they have the tattoos?
Yes, the House of Night
I've heard of
series.
it. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Yeah,
My
back
mom's
when-
been reading it.
Back when we were living together, I had them all secretly stored away, and it was my guilty pleasure. The only book I've ever read cover to cover in one sitting
Really?
was the first book of the House of Night series. Paul, you would love it. I think you would. If you're into if you like to Interview the Vampire, you'll like House of Night series. It's good. It's good.
So I have a book series for you that you'll like. It's
Pray tell.
called Carl the Dungeon Crawler.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so it's the one that like the inside cover was like death machine driving goblins, meth dealing llamas, and an alien race turns the whole planet into a dungeon. Hell yes, we're in. Like that's the inside cover.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so an alien race comes and takes the planet, kind of like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we put up a notice, but you didn't see it, so now we're going to mine your whole planet for resources, right? It's like that, but part of the contract of this for like undeveloped planets is they have to have the opportunity to win back their resources. And so they do it by basically they collapse everything on the surface down underground, like buildings and everything. So anybody that was inside died. Anybody that was outside survived, and they open up entrances to the dungeon, like 4 hours later, and you can enter or you don't have to. But if you enter, if you can get to the 18th floor, you have the opportunity to win and win back your resource. Nobody ever has, but you have the opportunity. But it's like a mix of like Cyberpunk meets Dungeons and Dragons. Like it's so good. It's so good. I just finished book 3, and the other ones are not in print yet. They're all in digital. But
as you send me a link, I do a little bit of reading now. I'm trying to peel away from the video games so much because I do play a lot.
Yeah, I've started back to reading in the evenings. Did you watch the series The Expanse?
Maybe.
It's a space.
No, I didn't.
Sci-fi thing. Anyway, I found the book series that The Expanse is from. The Expanse stopped on like book 4, and there's 9 books. So, and they're all like big.
Yeah.
Big thin paper, 2,000 page books. So I'm going to start those.
I did just recently finish Ready Player 2.
Oh, I didn't know you made a second book.
Oh, yes, it's good. It's not as good as the first because it had, the first one had that fantastical, new, amazing world that you're exploring. And this one is, the world's already established. So the wonder's not quite there, but he's a pretty good author. It's Ernest Cline. Check him out. Ready Player 2.
That's what I liked about the Dungeon Crawler series was it was a whole, this whole new world you're finding out about. I like that. I like that a lot. That's my favorite part of the new series.
No, Ernest Cline wrote Armada. What was his first book? Armada was the second one. Ernest Cline. Yeah, he wrote Ready Player 1 and Ready Player 2, and then he wrote a third book called Armada.
Okay.
Which it's like war games.
Gotcha.
It's a modern retelling of war games is all it is, but it's very good. But instead of it being like a government computer that's trying to blow up the world, it's an alien race from a video game. No, it's more like Ender's Game.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's what made me think of when you said Armada.
Like the government is playing, or the government's paying for this video game to be developed, and they're secretly training people to be starfighters. And now the alien race is here, and you've really been trained this whole time, so you're the top fighter of the world, so we need you. You're a recruit.
Right. Yeah, and it's very Ender's Game.
Yeah, very good, though. Very good. Yeah. So, rambling. We don't usually ramble. Banter is nice. We haven't talked in face-to-face like this in a couple weeks, so I'm excited to have fresh faces. So, we have rapid fire tonight. I did see a few seconds of this first one, and I'm excited to hear conversations about this one. I've been delving a little bit into AI recently to see what people have been doing with faking videos.
Mm-hmm.
And so I joined some threads on some unsavory parts of the interweb space that may or may not require a VPN.
Right.
But I'm safe out there. I know what I'm doing. Don't get on the dark web, people, unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone unless you're savvy. Please. It's gonna be like LimeWire days, and you're gonna wreck your computer.
Yeah, right. And you can be mad about it, but you're not gonna have anyone else to blame but yourself.
So I didn't want to say meet up, but I joined a thread, the dark web version of Reddit, that got on there and talked about AI and saw what people are making. I was like, hey, I've got a podcast. I said, look, I don't want to interview anybody, but I just want to see what y'all can do faking UFOs and aliens. I was like, hit me with your best stuff so I can compare it and talk about it on the podcast.
Mhm.
I don't have any of the videos. Excuse me. I don't have any videos because I told them I wouldn't download it. You don't download anything from the dark web anyway.
Yeah, it's best not to.
So I don't have the videos, but I have seen what they're doing. It's a lot of it looks good, but it's always got that, oh, the contrast isn't quite right, or why is it shiny? You know, it's a leg in the middle of the forest at night. Why is it shiny? You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of them were very good. I didn't see a single one that made me go, oh, that's real.
Right. Yeah.
So
I feel like still, at least at the moment, AI for image stuff is still in the uncanny valley, right?
yeah,
Just like with robots and voice interaction with like fake phone answering stuff. It's
Yeah.
still in the uncanny valley where, like, I mean, I've heard some voice stuff out there that I think would pass. People have passed the Turing test, right?
Yeah.
But they're really specific programs, just built just for that, and it's not what most people are employing for most things. And so I think most stuff still falls in that uncanny valley where you're like, I don't know why I think this is not real, but this feels like it's not real to me, even if you
Right.
can't quite point out why. So
It's funny you bring up the voice thing. Have you seen that the British government has funded a company to deploy spam phone callers with AI?
to do what?
So what they're doing is they've built this AI to sound like a little old lady to soak up their time. Simply that, just to
Yeah.
keep them on the phone for hours at a time.
Yeah.
Because I think their tagline is the more they're on the phone with her, the less they're calling you.
Right. That's actually one of the things that the guys like that do scam bait and those like YouTubes, that's their thing. Like sometimes they steal their data or wipe their database or wipe all their stuff to delay them, right? And cost them a bunch of money, crash their computers, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of white hat stuff, right? But sometimes, like, I watched one dude just string dude out for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Oh, geez.
Just strung him out and strung him out. Like, it was genius the way he did it, right? Because he's acting like he's a little old lady and does this little old lady voice. And he's really
You
good.
talking about the guy that wears sunglasses while he's doing it?
Yes. And he has what looks like a
the
whole
voice-
computer tech setup, but it's all green screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and he does really excellent voice changers.
Yes. He has good voice changers, and some of them, like the little old lady, I think he just does it. Because he does this thing with his mouth when he's talking to, but he has other voice changers that sound great. Anyway, he strung a dude out for like 2.5 hours, and then at the end of it, dude finally figured it out, and he had to mute the mic because he was just cracking up so hard because dude was just screaming at him. He was so mad because he spent like 2.5 hours of his day, trying to make money, scamming people, and he was just talking to a dude that was just messing with him.
Yeah.
It was really good. So yeah,
That's
a lot
good
of
stuff.
those guys who do that to like try to minimize their impact, they'll get these call centers just bound up with their calls. They actually took over one dude's call center where like basically no matter who they called or no matter who the call center thought they were calling, it was a thing another guy had written a program for. They dropped it on their auto dialer on their computer,
Mhm.
on the call center's computer. So no matter who they called, it was calling one of their 8 phones that they had. They're doing like a 24-hour or like 48-hour marathon,
Mhm.
live marathon. So no matter who they called, no matter what number they thought they were calling, it was one of their 8 cell phones of one of their 8
Nice.
people on their 24-hour marathon thing. It was so funny. They were so exhausted with it. The people at the call center. It was a big like racket over one of the call centers in India. It was very good. It was very
Yeah.
good.
I like the ones where they call and they know the people's names.
Yeah, and just freak them out.
Yeah. And then like he'll tap into like the security cameras and stuff. Great fun. Great fun. Anyway, we got rapid fire. We're slowly losing Paul, so we need to get on this rapid fire. So the first one, this is from Alien Bioma on Instagram. I'm not sure what the audio is, but we'll go ahead and listen to it. I need to make sure I've got the audio turned down here.
Metapod. I
Metapod.
like that's what they've named these things.
Yeah, that's a Pokemon, in case anybody's wondering.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh,
It-
okay.
Yeah, it's the one that looks like a cocooned caterpillar.
Oh, okay. That explains the name. Then.
It's useless until it evolves. The only attack it can do is struggle.
That's funny.
It was
Struggle.
super effective. So this one says strange object / UAP Metapod recorded in Spain.
Yeah, we've seen those.
But wait. God bless smartphones. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Jeez, you can see the window on it and everything, man.
Yeah, you can't see anybody inside of it though, can you?
No, it's good.
It is good.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, look at that.
That's wild.
Look, you can
Huh.
see through the window.
Yeah.
Oh. So this feels to me like one of the pods from like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Yeah, the egg, the round ball pod thing that they landed in.
Yeah, that's just what it feels
Yeah.
like. But this is a unique shape. This is something I've never seen before.
No, I think
Um,
we saw something similar. Maybe I'm just thinking of this video since I found it. Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's hard to tell its scale since dude's having to zoom so far in. I can't
Mhm.
tell, and you can't see anybody inside. Like this could be gigantic or it could be tiny. I have no idea.
And I have a hard time trying to decide if it's not quite a drone, right? Oh, look at that.
No,
Occupant,
because
it says.
why would a drone have a window?
Oh yeah. Yeah, look, it's got the little white thing, I guess is what they're calling the occupant.
Or is
Oh,
it a
it's a-
shine? It seems like a shine on the window though.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh no, look, you can see like a head and the shoulders in
the
there.
back, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe so.
He's back
Huh.
here.
Yeah. Interesting. Although it looks like it's malfunctioning.
Because it's just spinning.
Yeah, it's just spinning and going around in a circle.
It makes you wonder if the ones that we do see are malfunctioning.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
why
that-
we see them.
Yeah, like cloaking devices, quote unquote cloaking devices are failing, and it's causing other failures within the craft. Maybe that's why they have such erratic behavior when we do see them. Question mark.
It's funny because it's hard to think of it this way, right? But we think of all of these things as being, some sort of unified effort by some, alien or transdimensional race, right? But what if, we're sort of like the greenhouse, right? And this is more like a tourist stop, and these are individuals' crafts, right? So
Yeah.
like that would explain the massively varying shapes and the changes over time. Because
Mhm.
think of how quickly we advance our automotive design,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Look and feel wise. So if you think of the crafts that everybody talked about seeing in the 1950s, and then now they're starting to look like something else.
So you're saying that they're like tourists coming to see the human contraptions and what
Yeah,
they're up to now.
in
You're
their
the
family car.
you're the tourist in the ball in the Jurassic Park movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, just like that. Yeah, and some of them might be like rented, like as part of a tourist like company, and some of
Sure.
them might be personal vehicles, right? Some of them might be like the equivalent of a tour bus, some of the bigger
Right.
stuff, like
Oh,
those long
that's a
cigar
really
shaped
good way
things.
of that's a really good way of putting it. Oh man.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
I should say, as of 11 minutes ago, we have a new follower on Twitch.
Hello, follower.
I'm gonna destroy your name, and I'm so sorry. Is Aziz Rodiat 99? Thank you for the follow. I'm assuming you're our one viewer. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry, we don't look at notifications too much. But thank you for the follow. You're great. You rock. But yeah, I never thought about it being like a tourist thing.
Yeah, what if it's not scientific expeditions? What if they're way past that? And
Yeah, like
it's
like
just-
yeah, do what you want with them. It's a green zone now. You can have your fun.
Yeah, or if it's an experiment, what, like you said, like Jurassic Park, it was both an experiment and a tourist thing. Couldn't
Yeah.
it be both? Or even, what if the abduction stuff was pre-regulation? Pre like wildlife preserve status.
Yeah, because it does seem to have kind of slowed down, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What if that was pre-preserve status?
We are simply microbes in the stomach of a homeless man, and this is Rick and Morty coming to see us. That's it. There's your Rick and Morty reference for the night.
What-
You doing that?
What was that one?
It was a theme park inside the homeless man.
Yeah, but what did they call the theme park?
I forget.
Anatomy Park or something like that.
Yeah, something lame. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was Anatomy Park.
Yeah, and he had tuberculosis and stuff and Hep
Yeah.
C.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the homeless guy. It was like
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, but all the germs were the
Yeah, the microbe
Like
that was
Jurassic
running the
Park.
joint looked like Dr. Grant. He had the cane and the glasses,
He was-
everything, and a
He was a
beard.
little amoeba, little blue amoeba thing. Yeah,
Love me some Rick and Morty.
and he died.
Love me
all
some Rick and
died.
Morty. Yeah, they all do. They all always die.
And Morty fell in love with the daughter. Or the
Oh
young
yeah,
girl
yeah, the
that
girl that
came.
was working in the park. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
it. We are simply microbes in the stomach of a homeless man, and this is Rick and Morty coming in here because the liver's failing. That's it. Oh, we got a first time chatter. I'm gonna botch your name too, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's more fun that way.
Zooted train day. Suited rainy day. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I've had a couple drinks. Yes, he says, heck yeah, question everything. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this is
We do.
we're in a petri dish, and these are just we're just an attraction. That's all it is. They're just coming in.
Complicated amoeba.
Yeah, they're just scooping in to see what us strange humans are doing. Anywho, so let's roll on to the next one. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's funny you brought up Uncanny Valley earlier. This is Uncanny
Yeah.
Valley. This is this is precisely what. Oh, we need to do video audio. I'm sorry.
Anything silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have a voice box. I had to borrow this one. Don't.
No.
Kill me.
No. I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to where.
Sound Russian?
Oh,
How could I sound anything silly?
So
Oh,
I really, really want to believe this is real because I love how creepy this is. I don't know. I wish I could show you how. I have very little hair in my arm. I wish I could show you how much this made the hair in my arm stand up. But there is a whole scene on like TikTok where people dress up like this and do the makeup.
That's exactly what it's for, is to make the hair on your arm stand up.
It did a great job. And like, look, when the face stretches out, look at the eyes get
Yeah.
messed up. Ugh.
yeah.
Let's
It's like
listen to that.
doubled over eyes. Ugh,
Let's hit that audio one more time. Wait for it to trip over and
I
restart.
hate it.
Ugh.
I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to where.
Sound Russian?
How could I sound anything silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have a voice.
Oh, did you hear her clack her teeth together?
Uh-huh.
Ah.
I hate it.
Borrow this
Ugh.
one. Don't turn on the light.
Are you going to kill me?
No. I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to where.
Sound Russian?
I want to hear the
Ugh.
teeth clack one more time.
Anything silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have
Oh,
to borrow this one.
oh the teeth clack.
Ugh.
Ah.
I don't like it. That's why I grabbed it, because I don't. It gave me a ick factor.
Oh man, it's excellent. I'm sure this is something like TikTok related because I've seen
Yeah.
so many people do this makeup, and it makes me sad because now, what if something like this really was captured?
Right. It'd be hard to.
Boy
hard to tell.
boy
Also-
cried wolf. It's a boy cried wolf. It's a perfect scenario.
Also, some of the weird masks and stuff that they do on TikTok, if you make the lighting bad, they look weird.
Oh yeah.
Because they try to match, like, not the ones that are just a cartoon mask over you, but the ones that are like, they change the lighting
Yeah.
in a slightly more natural way. I feel like you could do that with this, but it is so creepy. She's got like sparkles going off in her hair and stuff too.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't see that. Weird. Oh.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is one of those cartoon faces if she was in like normal light, but in the bad light, it just
Yeah.
Here's
And, like-
here's how I think this one happened. A dude and his girlfriend are in their house. He turns around to make a funny video of her coming out of the laundry room, but the lighting was bad, and he freaked himself out. He saw it, and he's like, "Oh God!" And he's like, "Oh, you know what would be cool?
Oh wait. Do that again.
Do
Yeah.
that creepy thing you do."
Because it's good. It's good, man. It is good.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, but not for a good long while yet.
And I feel like I've heard this audio line before.
How could I sound anything silly? I'm plastic. I don't even.
Oh, the teeth clack gets me. Ugh.
I feel like this.
Ah.
I feel like the audio is pulled from some movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've heard the audio somewhere before.
Besides, when people
I can't-
talk, they don't have magic music playing or behind their voice.
Oh no. You
Yeah,
don't?
I mean, she could have. You could add it in the scene, but I think it's pulled from a movie. Like, there's so many creepy doll movies.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And see, this just plays on some kind of a archetypical fear of dolls.
Yeah. And that's part of what Uncanny Valley stems from. Like I think we touched on like the theory of Uncanny Valley on a previous episode. But it's so ingrained in the culture about the theory of Uncanny Valley. It's prevalent in Pokemon. Like one of the original games on Pokemon, place was literally called Uncanny Valley, and everybody acted like this. And
Yeah.
they didn't look quite right. But I think we went down a little rabbit hole trying to find more information on this, and we had trouble finding good content about it, so we never really did a full episode. But we touched on it. But this is the best Uncanny Valley video I've seen yet.
So the interesting thing is, I'm not sure if the term Uncanny Valley predates, really advanced sort of, or even just the first robotic faces. I think it goes back further because some dolls will do that to you. Like it's anything that's a recreation of something that's supposed to be a representation of a human that doesn't
Yeah.
make it right. And instead of being like, cool or believable or relatable, it's the opposite. It causes revulsion.
Right.
In the ick. It makes the ick. Right.
Yeah. So, we got a quick AI overview of it. It says uncanny valley is a psychological phenomenon that describes the feeling of unease or revulsion that people experience when something seems almost human but not quite. The term was coined in the 1970s by Japanese roboticist
Okay.
Now, here we go. His initials are MM. Who observed that people found his robots more appealing as they became more human-like, but only up to a certain point. Beyond that point, people began to feel uneasy and uncomfortable. Yeah, I remember the article now. Yeah, I remember reading it. The more realistic he tried to make them,
Yeah.
the more they made people uneasy. But when they looked like, say, the robots in iRobot, they were fine with
Right.
that.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's the thing about the valley, right? Is like, it goes up, it goes up, it goes up, as far as relatability, and then there's just this pit that it drops off into where like people will not interact with it. They're creeped out by it. They don't want to they don't want to interact. But like if you use human-like features but that are sort of cartoonish or sort of like like the reason we like puppies and babies, super big, wide set eyes, tiny mouth, right? Short chin. If you do that, people really want to interact with it, right? They find it relatable.
Right.
But if you get too close to like an adult human, like I see some out there that are very realistic, but they always are creepy.
It's always like the eyes or the mouth movement isn't right.
There's just nothing. I mean, I know you can't really describe the term "nothing behind the eyes," but that's really what it seems like. There's no awareness behind what's supposed to be the eyes, and I don't know how we perceive that or why that is. But yeah, his theory was that there was this wide gulf of non-negotiability you had to get past before people would accept hyper realistic robots and movement as a as relatable again. Like there's a point that you get to and then it drops off, and then somewhere on the other side is indistinguishable from human. Which is what it would have to be once you get past that point. It has to be indistinguishable to then become relatable again.
Right. And we just haven't hit that part yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's check out our next one. Let's see what we got.
I think this one's fake, by the way.
It's definitely fake, but it's very entertaining, and it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Hashtag heebie-jeebies. Says he heard some strange noises under the bridge, so he went to check and saw this. This is a cult scene on Instagram. Oh. I'd be moving a lot faster than that.
He said, nope.
Oh, check that dude out. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, it's... Man, I don't know.
I think it's fake.
Probably, but
jeez.
Let's snip this. I want to see it up close.
See your cloud of pixels.
Yeah. Come on, let me click it. Oh, it wouldn't let me click it. Dang. There we go. Oh, I gotta center it for the sake of the stream here.
Ugh.
Okay, I'm having a hard time discerning if that's a man in a suit or not.
I don't know. It seemed to me like a marionette, like a puppet.
Ugh. The sound is excellent. Excellent. The sound is, it made it a little more tactile there, didn't it? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so let me let me be devil's advocate here. Middle of the night, middle of nowhere, no street lights. You hear a sound under a bridge. Are you going to take your phone down there and check things out?
No.
I'm not. I mean,
I
but
might-
there's a lot of dumb people out there. So
I might like lean over the side and see what I could see. Hold my phone out at arm's length. But oh, geez.
I mean, I also don't text and drive, and
Me
a lot of
either.
people do that. So yes, you do.
Yeah, I absolutely do not text and drive. Bad.
Yeah. Point made. So just because I wouldn't go under a bridge and check out a strange, I mean, there's all kind of people out there that just can't resist.
So
But I
Zooty
mean, but it
Rainy
could be
Day
something
says
cool.
Rainy Day says it's a night crawler question mark.
Oh, that's
Good
interesting.
point.
I was thinking bridge troll. I wanted it to be all like D&D. I wanted it to be all fantasy creatures. Bridge
Yeah.
troll.
Come out with a tree as a staff.
Yeah, he was just throwing a tantrum because you didn't pitch
shall
the toll
pass.
for the bridge
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
You didn't toss a couple pennies over the over the guardrail.
What kind of yeah, it turns out they don't really come and eat you. They just throw a fit.
Yeah, this is as bad as it gets with the troll. Just nobody pushed it to the like streams before, so we didn't know this guy did it, and come to find out it's
get out.
non-point. This is not the guy from Monty Python's Holy Grail. You don't have to answer 3 questions. You just
Tim.
there are some who call me Tim. So so I play with chatbots all the time. I love them. I absolutely love AI chatbots because I give them the 3 strings of questions right out of the gate. And the first one is always, what is the airspeed velocity of a European laden swallow? And the good ones will laugh.
Nice.
They'll say, ha ha ha, I get the reference to Monty Python's Holy Grail, but here's the
Nice.
actual airspeed velocity of a European laden swallow.
Nice.
And then the second one is the second and third questions are always the first 2 questions of the Turing test. And
What are
you give them the
those?
first, it's the test from,
No, what are the questions?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I always got to Google them. Let me give you one. Let me give you one. So here's a quick 4. What is your most memorable childhood event and how has that impacted you today? Describe yourself using only colors and shapes. What historical event has changed you the most and where were you when it happened? What's your skill or talent you'd like to develop and why? But in the
Nice.
movie, they get like way more philosophical, like you're on a walk in the desert and you see a turtle flipped over on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like 2 different tangents, depending on which version of Blade Runner you watch, the new one and the old one. The old one says that you leave it on its back and you walk away, but you later feel remorse. Why do you feel remorse? But the newer one says you flipped it over and now you're wondering why the turtle was in the desert to begin with. So so I throw these questions at these chatbots because I love to see their responses. So like 1 out of every 3 will get that you're asking questions from Blade Runner and be like, oh, I get the questions that you're talking about. Those are from a reference from this movie. And it's just my way of feeling out what the chatbot's going to do.
Yeah.
And I like to have fun with them. But my very favorite one, it's always my first one, is what is the airspeed velocity of a European laden swallow? And or like 1 out of every 3 get it. And like ChatGTP will laugh, like it'll do a laugh emoji and everything. So I appreciate it. Way to go, programmers. You did a good job. So enough of the creepy head bobber here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. See what some of the people in the comments say. Well, dude, it says in all caps, bro, move faster. That's what I said.
Yeah, that's like you obviously went down there with your phone because you heard something. You didn't just, you weren't just hanging out next to the bridge at night. Like I didn't see anything, any accoutrements. You went down there to look, and then you're like snail crawling it back to the bridge. I don't know.
The next-
Also, my phone is in my pocket, and I'm booking it.
Yeah,
Book it.
if I hadn't dropped it by then.
Right.
Dude, the next comment says, bro was edging. Leave him alone. Has 883 replies and 1.1 thousand likes. No, I'm sorry, 41,866 likes on that comment. He's edging,
Nice.
all right? Let him go. Let him do his thing. Quiet, Paul. Quiet, Paul.
That's funny.
Let's want you to think about edging for a second. Think about it.
No,
Just think about it.
you're terrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. I don't like it.
wait a second. Hold on. Wait. We got to. There you go.
Nice.
All right. Let's see what this next one is. Let's see what we got. It says creepiest tutorial found from the web.
Oh, I
I'm al-
like this one. I like
already
this one so much.
I'm already spooked, man. How is this a tutorial? What are we looking at? Here
I
we
like
go.
this so much. You're gonna love it.
It's tutorial time. So today, it's time to do a YouTube tutorial.
What the nuts?
To do today. What's it gonna be? Today's tutorial. How to. Whoa. Okay, this tutorial. This is the tutorial now. This is a can. This is my YouTube. This is my YouTube account. Alan Tutorial, and Alan Tutorial shows people how to weatherize a hole. So first thing, step the tutorial is take a weatherized can, and this is a hole. You weatherize. Oh, I forgot. First thing you need is a kind of cloth. It's
Yeah.
tutorial time.
What?
Today, it's a YouTube tutorial.
Freaking what? Freaking what?
Yeah.
What?
It's a forest troll.
It's a forest
It's
troll.
a forest troll. That
The
got a
voice
hold of
is
somebody's
spot
phone.
on.
Yeah.
The voice is spot on. Dude's pushing trees over, okay? I get it.
Yeah.
There's rotted trees. I can see that. But dude knocks down 2 in a row, which is kind of strange. But
And the
Ugh.
fingernails and the toenails and the red skin.
Ugh.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Ugh. It's kudos to who made this. Very entertaining. I appreciate it. I really do. I don't know what to think about this
Sounds
one.
like a lot of people who come to visit me on meth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was driving along, but I wasn't driving, but I was behind the wheel, but somebody else was driving it.
But then you need to start with a piece of cloth and then I'm like,
We had a lady call in that was a lot like that. I fielded it first and I was not getting anywhere with her. So then Samara got her on the phone. And she was talking about how like the police were outside looking through her peephole and then putting their finger over it to cover it. And they had been out there for like 2 or 3 hours talking about how they were going to knock down the door. I'm like, sister, put down the pipe and take a nap, eat a pizza. Like, this is too much.
the police do not stand out there and talk about how they're going to knock your door down. They just
No, yeah, they just
No.
walk up and wham, hello,
Yeah, no, you hear
they're here.
police and then wham. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I discovered something over the holiday. I want to share this with you because I don't know anybody else that's watched Adventure Time as much as I have. So you know Tree Trunks, the character Tree Trunks?
Uh-huh.
I discovered that my wife's grandmother sounds exactly like tree trunks.
funny.
Exactly. So we went and visited, right? And we're sitting in the living room because they're fixing some food. And I texted a gif of tree trunks to my wife, and I was like, "Oh my god, your grandma sounds just like tree trunks." She's like, "Hey grandma, what's your favorite kind of pie?" And she's, "Oh, well, I'd like to make apple pie. It's my favorite pie. I'm very good at making it." And then she just kept going on about apple pie, and I was like, "What?" I was like, I wanted to record it, but I didn't want to do it surreptitiously. I wanted to just be like, "Hey, can you talk about apple pie? Because you sound like a cartoon character that we really love."
That's a hard
But,
way to pitch that, though.
yeah, it's so I was like, she probably wouldn't understand. So I was like, I'll just leave it, save this as a memory, slot that away in the memory banks. But it was wonderful, cherry on top of my experience in my holidays. Exactly
That's
like tree trunks. Exactly.
That's funny.
All right, so creepy toenail guy. Let's see what this comments say.
I think it's really good makeup, but
It's excellent. Yeah.
they spend too much time actually trying to show the feet and the hands like they have while they're
Yeah.
talking, like to try to make sure you see it.
Yeah. Yeah. The Rainy Day says it's satire, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
I think counted down from 10, 9, 8, 7, and then back to 10. Comments say, who gave this dude a phone? Who gave a Skinwalker a YouTube account? Next comment says, bro, chill. That's my uncle. Skinwalkers are evolving into vloggers. Guy says, kudos. At some point, these videos stop being scary and make me laugh. Another one says, I wouldn't be surprised if he killed somebody before that, or for that phone. Okay, this comment has 2.4 thousand likes. It says, bro did everything but a tutorial, dog. Yep.
Oh, look at it. It says, went down this rabbit hole a long time ago. It's Alan Tutorial. Very unsettling how his videos progressed to this. They were very normal at some point. Go watch from the beginning and very
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan Tutorial. I know that name from somewhere. All right,
weird.
let's move forward. We'll check out Alan Tutorial another time. It says potential crawler footage captured by Urban Explorer. These are good. This is going to be good. Oh, heck no. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Bye-bye.
Nope. Nope.
Nah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's okay. So we talked about this in the episode about skunk ape, because we had this really interesting photographs of the skunk ape behind the palm fronds. Human eyes don't do this.
Oh yeah, don't glow back at you in the light.
Yes, it's a special type of cone in the back of an eyeball that nocturnal animals have.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to what you see if you have a cat or a dog and you shine a light in their face in the dark. It reflects the light back out. That's how it sees in the dark. So this is not human. I would love to see this. I wish I could watch this at like half speed or something. Because I would like to see. Oh, look! Do you see it peeking out?
Yep. And then,
oh, there's two of them.
oh,
okay. So one's peeking up here, right there. Look at
oh
there.
yeah, and the
there's a
second
s-
one comes out.
A set of eyes here and a set of eyes peeking around the corner.
Well, people do go on about the subterranean lizard men thing a lot, which is a conspiracy I don't like personally.
Yeah,
'Cause it sounds silly on its face when you say it out loud.
yeah.
You're like, no, but for real, subterranean lizardmen. If you start out with that, and like how the royal family of England are all half-breed
Reptilians.
lizard,
Yeah.
half-breed reptilians and stuff. I'm like, man, come on. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, tell me you don't like them, and tell me that they do like, devious stuff with MI6. I'll listen. But if you start out with, yeah, but it all started with subterranean lizardmen, I'm like, I'm out.
Yep.
I hate to be like, this conspiracy is worse than that one, but for real, some just are, and that one's not very good.
I like this. I like this one because it feels more organic than the rest of them so far.
Right. Yeah, this seems like a believable video.
The movement seems very, very organic.
Watch that second head too. At first it's one eye and then it turns towards the camera and it's two. Watch.
Oh, yeah.
As it's pulling back, it turns over and pulls back.
I'm steady watching the ones in the with
Top.
peeking around the corner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is two of them. Jeez.
So this is indicative like pack behavior when they see something they don't know. Yeah. So there's always that shy one that just wants to peek around a corner or just barely see, because that's how like an animal thinks. You can't see it as long as it can see you, but until your eyes come out, then it can see you. So it's like dashing in between being behind cover and not. So it starts out
too.
Yeah, it starts out high, then it comes down, and then back up. But I am gonna
out a little bit, and then both of them peek out.
So let me be devil's advocate. You ready for me to ruin it?
Sure.
Watch right here. You're going to see pixel changes. It's going to get lighter. And then once they go away, it gets darker. See it?
Yeah.
Just barely imperceptible. Right here is pixel changes. So that tells me it's probably manipulated. So it's a snap. It's immediately, it goes from a darker shade to a lighter shade immediately.
Kind of like a halo around the eyes, like that. Like bad editing. I kind of see what you're saying. Around the eyes, it's a slightly lighter area too.
Okay, cool. We got
around
another first time chatter. Waka Flocka Fool says, yeah, I saw something like that at a church one night at 3 a.m. Said, not sarcasm. I believe you, sir, and or met him, and or neutral. But I feel like this one is probably edited, because you see those weird pixel changes at the end of the tunnel, kind of floating right dead center.
Yeah.
It's just
sometimes my camera phone in the dark does weird stuff to really dark spots, right? It makes cloudy sections when I'm trying to look at stuff in the dark, because it just doesn't have enough light to work with. I want, that could also be it.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if the video processor is something like the human brain, where it starts to put things together that aren't really there just to make things happen. So
especially in blank areas, it'll do weird stuff in the dark to fairly uniform stuff. It'll always be, because they all have autofocus and light filters that are not the whole camera, they're per area.
Yeah, look, this whole area up here also changes. The upper area.
Yeah.
You see it keep flickering just a little bit, just a tiny imperceptible pixel change. It's just, I really want this to be real because it's so good and it's done so well.
And it's in a water runoff that's flowing pretty fast.
Yeah. That's the other thing, is I'm not seeing any disturbed water.
And this doesn't look like an underground that's that old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these are what the rainwater runoff under Fayetteville, where I am.
Yeah.
It looks like this. It looks like these square
concrete tunnels, this is what they look like.
It's good.
Some of them are cinder block, but some of the older ones are just concrete, just like this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand what this like rubble outcropping is over to the side.
Maybe it's like brick that has been cemented over. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta reload. Shame me all you want. That's a Hello Kitty fridge. All right,
So
but
there's a group of people in France that explore the very vast French underground.
oh my gosh, don't get me started.
Yeah, and one of the groups, it was an article in Wired. They did an interview for it, and there was one where they had made like a movie theater in like an old space down below, but another guy had used the connecting systems underground. They connected into a tunnel that led into a cathedral in France, not in Paris, but in France.
Uh-huh.
And the clock bell had not gone off in like something like 80 years. The clock and bell system was over 100 years old.
Is this the guy that snuck in and fixed it?
Yeah, he snuck in at night over like 2 or 3 years, refurbishing parts, making new parts. And he'd sneak them in, and they refurbished it and didn't tell anybody. And then just one day at noon, it started going off, and it worked. You know, the clockwork mechanism worked ever after. Like parts of the clockwork mechanism were wood. Like it was a huge mechanism. It wasn't like he was working on parts. It was a huge mechanism. And they rebuilt it. They rebuilt the whole thing. A big spring that looked like a garage door spring, basically, but it was, you know, it was a really old one. Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. So Waka Flocka Fool said the Paris catacombs have got him lost. Lost footage, very intense. Yeah, it reminds me of that movie, As Above, So Below.
Yes. Right. Yeah, they played on that a lot. Yeah, they played on that a lot.
Jeez.
It looks just like that. It looks
absolutely
just like, it's
terrifying movie.
Yes.
Absolutely terrifying movie.
And what's worse is it's not like a cave system where you can basically, you know, look at it as being cut by a flow of water, right? It's just
not linear.
Random. It's just random. There's no like following it back based on how it widens or how water would have cut right or elevation. You can't just do that. Like it's systems connecting to the system. Some of them are just for utilities, like pipe utilities. Some of them are for actual water flow. Some of them are for sewage. You know, some of them are old parts of structures that got built on top of. Like it's a whole tangled mess, and there's no unifying map of it. So those dudes are brave. The dudes that go down in there and try to try to map it out and figure it out. Like it's wild.
Yeah, the catacombs scare the heck out of me, and I will never go down. I want to go down, but I'm going to be that intrepid explorer that wants to go and poke his nose in this area. Oh, you're not allowed to go over there. Okay, stop me.
I went into one when I was in Paris. I went into an actual catacomb where the bones are stacked up.
Oh, pray tell.
And well, so the route it was a very touristy one. It wasn't the biggest one, but like it was organized, and they had rebuilt the tunnel going down to it. But going down to it, the tunnel into it, I had to walk sideways because it was only this wide.
Wow.
Like you had to walk this way to get it, and it like twisted and kept descending and kept, you know, switchbacking back and forth to get down into it. And then when you got down into it, they had like, you know, all the bones were like categorized. So like everything here is femurs, everything here is skulls. You know, and they like around central supporting pillars that they had left, like part of the stone that they had cut out of, they had stacked like just a ring of femurs.
Oh yeah,
right, just stacked to the ceiling, and it, and in some places they had used the skulls and made hearts out of them in a stack of femurs, and in other places they had made like little rudimentary altars out of the bones. Like it was wild. And
man.
It had the sign. I think they filmed a section of that As Above, So Below in one of these, or probably it's unlikely, coincidence wise, that it would be the same one. But the you know, abandon all hope, ye who enter here thing.
Yeah,
was over one of the plinths.
Yes. Yeah.
supporting stone. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was painted up there, and then they had other verses that were, you know,
It's funny you say that as about or the Abandon All Hope Ye Who Enter Here.
yeah.
Dante's Inferno was one of my favorites. I love it. So we got the custom collar tag for the puppy after he got vaccinated. So he's got like his vaccination information on it, but on the backside of it says "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Call my mom in a case of emergency." And it's got my wife's number on it.
We saw someone who put up their dog tag for their dog, and it's because they were afraid someone was going to keep their dog, and so it said like, "This is Tabby. She has a stomach condition. Without her medication, she craps all over the place. She just constantly has the runs or something like that." So try to get him to like call back and call real quick. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny. I like that. That's funny. Or another one was like, my name's Tabby. My mom's name is this. She's probably losing her, you know, losing her mind. Call her right away.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to take a quick break? I need to use the bathroom.
Sure. We can take a quick break. I could pee.
Fantastic. Stay with us, viewers. We will be back in just a moment. We're not young chickens anymore. We got a bathroom break, so we will be back. Okay, we're back. Tanks are empty. I did notice something while I was waiting for y'all to come back.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this camera practically sits still. I wonder if it's on a tripod or if somebody's. I mean, there's a little bit of movement.
GoPros have pretty good image stabilization.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that being a GoPro in low light. Trust
here's
me,
another
I
idea.
know.
Here's another idea. You can't
Yes.
really tell how big this tunnel is.
Hmm.
It may not be walking size. All right. Some of these are only like 3 foot tall.
Yeah.
That could be 2 possums or raccoons.
Stop it.
Because you can't see anything.
It is not.
I mean, I don't want to pop the fantasy. I mean, I want it to be, you know, some sort of creature, but
So let's see what some of the comments say. We all see 2 sets of eyes, right?
well,
The next comment says Unreal Engine 5. No, I don't think Unreal Engine's that good yet. I mean, 5 is good, but not this good. Let's see. Why are you still there after you saw eyes? Excellent. 2 crawlers. I thought this was part of a commercial campaign for making sure you don't flush trash and other things down the toilet in the UK. I could be wrong, but I swear I saw a video on it somewhere.
huh?
So it's a great fake, but if it's legit, then why haven't we picked up axes and torches and explored it yet? Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
All right, let's get on to our next one. Let's see.
It's a witch.
Burn
It's a
it!
witch. Burn it.
You turned me into a newt. A newt. I got better. I got better. I love Monty
I like-
Python.
I like this one because we had one that they took the shadow. It was on one of the other episodes on another rapid fire, but there was a shadow along the edge of the bank of like a river in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
and they took it and they drew the outline for you, and it looked like a plesiosaur, like a Nessie
Yeah.
in it, and that's what this made me think of.
All right, this is Poseidon Hook on Instagram. It says fishermen find something massive on the Missouri River. Here we go.
Says, but it is very, very large. He's cutting a wake. There he goes, cutting a wake on the Missouri River going upstream. This is huge.
You getting it?
Oh,
Wow, dude.
Follow him. This is Missouri River monsters. Look at the wake this fish is cutting on the river. What is this? Get closer.
Oh, dude.
There he goes.
he's brave.
Yeah. We don't know what this is, but it is very, very large. He's cutting a wake.
Okay, so that
Dude's
So,
voice sounds like the Undertaker from Silence of the Lambs.
So I've seen big fish. I've seen some very large fish, you know. We're both from the Arkansas region originally, and we have seen our fair share of large fish. I have seen, so those of you watching, I don't know if you've ever noodled before. Noodling is a thing in Arkansas. So noodling, not canoodle, not canoodle. Canoodling is a different thing. PG-13. So noodling is where you find a hole where a fish is hiding in, and you just ram your hand down in there and grab it in the mouth and pull it out.
Yep.
Noodling
Mostly
is
for
not for the
catfish.
faint of heart. Yes.
No.
I have seen my dad noodle a 47-pound flathead catfish.
No, sir. No.
I have seen it happen. I've seen us. We watched this fish swim for 30 minutes before he finally pulled back into a hole before he noodled him, right? So this was up in Jay, Oklahoma. And there's this very specific river that we would go to a couple times a year. So usually 3/4 of the year, there's a big dam and the dam is closed, which floods the area behind the dam.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to clear it out and get rid of debris, they open the dam, drain it completely, and they clean up the river before they close the dam and flood it again. So once it's open, you get down to where these bluffs are, and you're in these pools that are knee deep, and there's so many fish that you could just literally reach out and grab them. And there were majority of the fish there were spoonbill, and the spoonbill are horrifying as it is. They're massive. They're practically dolphins. And that's the only fish I've ever grabbed with my bare hands and pulled out of the water. I'm 6 foot tall, and this fish was bigger than my wingspan,
Dang, dude.
and it was horrifying. And so with spoonbill, I mean, it's about what you think. So think of like a fish with the body of like a dolphin, but its nose is elongated and it's flat, and then it rounds out at the end, which is why they call it a spoonbill. But it's a long bony extrusion from the top of their jaw.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're fishing for spoonbill this time of year, you grab them by the nose and you grab them by the tail, and you struggle with them for a few minutes, and you just throw them up on the shore. I noodled one. I call it noodling. It wasn't quite noodling. I noodled one spoonbill, and it was like 32 or 34 pounds, and it took every ounce of strength I had, and I felt like my wrist broke.
Yeah,
And
they're strong.
and those fish, I cannot stress how big these things were. The first time I saw one, you're wading through this pool, knee deep water, and these fish have nowhere to go because the pool is like 50 foot. It's a 50 foot around circle. And it's the low point, because that's how these fish live, is they settle to the lowest point of the river. Well, the water's gone, so they've got nowhere to go. And you walk right up to them and just grab them, throw them out of the river. And they did not cut a wake like this. First time I saw one, first thing I thought about, it looks like a dolphin. That's how big and girthy the body was. They did not cut a wake like this. I will say it seems more like whatever it is serpentine, like it's undulating.
Right. Well, and so if you look up the picture of the largest catfish ever caught, right? It's massive. It's hundreds of pounds. But the thing about catfish is they don't swim close enough to the surface to cut a wake.
Right.
Even if it's huge. This is the Missouri River. It's not shallow, right? It wouldn't disturb water on the surface like this. But serpents, on the other hand, snakes, for instance, swim pretty close to the surface, even when they swim.
Right.
Now, they usually have their head up, but they swim pretty close to the surface or on it in some cases.
Yeah. I think we could speak from experience too, that you can get about 6 inches below the water before you lose visibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's brackish water, but you could still, if you stuck your arm down there, you'd still see most of it.
So what strikes me is they get so close to this thing in a boat, of all things.
Yeah, and a loud outboard motor, trolling motor.
Right next to it.
Yeah.
And this thing just keeps going.
Yeah, it does not care. It doesn't dart off in a different direction. Also, it seems like it can't move very fast because it changes direction a little bit, but it's pretty lethargic, which I think speaks to its size.
It tells me it's very large. and it's
Mhm.
probably an apex predator. It's never had anything that would ever attack it, which is
Right.
why it got that close.
Yeah, it moves back and forth so much. Like once they're right next to it, like it's really doing a big slow bob and weave, which, like you said, seems more like something that doesn't have a tail, like a
Yeah.
finned.
Yeah,
finned
because
tail.
I feel like the last clip right when they get up right next to it, you almost see something.
Yeah,
almost.
it seems like you can see the shadow of a head, but I can't really tell. Now, I will say, divers that dive up here at Beaver Lake Dam, they report seeing catfish that they claim are the size of VW buses.
I
Or
believe it.
so I've been told. Now, I've never heard of anybody bringing one up, or or anything like that. But they claim that they're, so even if they're not the size of a VW bus, they're really freaking big, right? And, but again, those guys, they're there at the bottom of the head of the dam for a reason, because basically everything gets washed down to them, and they just sit there and wriggle in the muck and eat up all the junk that gets washed down to them.
Yeah.
They don't go anywhere. They just stay right there. Like they're not.
Yeah, so that was my initial thought with this was I'm watching the trees to see if it's actually moving.
Yeah.
Because my
It
first
is.
thought was it's a log under the
Right.
water. But
Right.
no, it's moving fast upstream too.
Yeah. And especially since they get so close to it, like a log, even a pretty waterlogged log, you'd see a part of the log.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you could say too, like if the motor weren't on, you could be like, oh, it's a log caught on something, and the water's making a wake, but it's standing still. Like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, that's why
No,
at the beginning
it seems,
the
but they're moving because they're making a wake, and it's moving and it's making a wake because they're making a
whatever it
wake from the
is,
back of their boat.
that's no catfish, I can tell you that.
No, because that was my first thought, but catfish don't swim that close to the surface.
And not upstream. No
Not
way.
No,
They
kinda
are
hang
big
out
and
more
they
on the
are
side.
fat. Yeah, they
Yeah.
sit low and they get behind stuff. So
Yeah.
there's no wake pushing them back.
Yep.
That's interesting. Yet Waka Flocka says water animals can grow to an undeterminable size because of the water. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Look at some of the videos, pictures of catfish from the Amazon. Water is very similar
Yeah.
to this, but these catfish come out with heads like this. Oh, I didn't tell you that 47-pound flathead my dad caught. He was so impressed with the size that when he skinned it, of course we took it home, we ate it.
Right.
But he cut the head off and he hung it on a fence post by the trash can. and once it was just cartilage and bone, the head was bigger than my head. Dude, it was like
Dang, dude.
Scared me. It was horrifying.
Also, I think it's funny
Really
that your
horrifying.
dad put it on the fence post. That's very funny.
Yeah,
That's
very
so
Arkansas of him.
It's so Arkansas. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so Arkansas.
I can remember clearly to this day watching him. He goes, "Oh, I got that flathead. It's right here." And then he struggled for a second, and then he goes, "Got it." And this
Dude.
cat head's mouth is at his elbow, and he's just
No.
holding it up. So y'all
No.
know my dad. He's you wouldn't call him a built guy. He's a strong guy, but he's not like cut or anything. But he lifts that 47.5, and that thing flopping around. I didn't know what to think. This was the first time seeing a fish get noodled. Blew my freaking mind. I will never forget that fish head sitting out of the fence post. I still talk to my mom about that. That was wild, man. Wild.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
is So
I don't.
Arkansas. Let
I
the birds
don't
pick
know.
it.
Yeah. It was there to the day they left, to the day they moved. Because I moved out right after I graduated high school, and it was there. My mom said until the day they moved,
Dang, dude.
because the person that bought their house specifically said, "Take that catfish head off the post."
That's funny.
All right, I don't know what that is. That's no catfish, but
I don't know either.
that's no snake, man.
Missouri River monster,
It could-
man. That's what dude
Could be
says.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's real, whatever it is, but I don't know what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Here we go. This is Terrifying Post on Instagram. This is also the one that brought us the Uncanny video. It says, if only there was a page dedicated to the most terrifying reels. How about you? Whoa. What the freaking what?
Dude.
Freaking what? Let me try to pause this. Ugh.
Is it a kangaroo? Oh, no.
Oh my god,
no.
it's got a face. I thought it was a kangaroo too. Kangaroos don't have that freaking face.
It's
No,
a
they don't.
gray
That's a freaking hold on, wait.
or skinwalker.
Wait for it.
Nice.
But look at the
No.
arm, man. Knobby
And the-
elbows.
And the dude's
Ugh.
reaction with the camera seemed that so like normally the ones that are fake, right? Like this happens, and there's one guy freaking out, but the other guy's just holding the camera. Right, just filming it perfectly.
Oh,
But this, like the camera goes flying, they're like scrabbling across the ground, trying to get away. That looks like it looks like the door for a horse barn, kinda,
yeah.
you know? Dude.
Oh, horrifying.
Dude. Yeah, it looks. I mean, I don't think it is a horse barn anymore.
I mean, that's kind of standard build for any wooden door.
Yeah, but they got a
Oh.
storm, the storm bars on it. Dude.
Let me try to freeze it on that frame I just caught. Oh, that was a good one. I should have stayed there. Oh,
Yeah.
that's got a nose, eyes, and a mouth, bruh.
It looks like a gray, dude.
What are some of the comments saying about it?
All right, it says, sorry, that was my sister got out of hand over a bag of chips.
That's good. I like that.
Okay, there's something in Russian, but I really, really want to translate it because I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be funny. Hold on, I've got to see this. Let's see what it says. Oh, it just says, "What is this?" Never mind.
Oh well.
Dang. Someone says inferior quality, nothing to see here. Shame on you, Harris.Rahim.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. If it's a fake, somebody put some time and thought into it.
Yeah.
The dude
Someone
dropping
says-
it. I don't know. Something about dude dropping his phone makes it more convincing because all the fakes are just like.
Someone says cameraman gets an F. Here we
That's
go.
more like
It's-
what I expected the bridge troll dude to do. Be like, oh my god,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
book it.
Drop it. Yeah. He
Yeah,
says, I remember
exactly.
when so this is encore.mad. I'm not going to pronounce this guy's name. I remember when I visited my grandmother in our small town, she dropped some serious wisdom on me. She said, grandson, one day some people will waste their time regarding your comments. Today is that day. 5 likes. Yep. Not today, buddy. A lot of people posting attacking gifts with guns and flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Alexa, put scrap shotgun on my shopping list. Poor cage thing. Yeah, I like the. Sorry, that was my sister. Got a hand over a bag of chips. 131 likes. Way to go. Good job. That.
And I can't tell if that's supposed to be a cage or if it seems like it's something outside, is what I thought.
Yeah, it maybe like a garage door, but in like a crappy neighborhood where he's got bars over the door just to make sure.
Yeah. And he's got something pushed. He's got a lever pushed up against the door. You see that white thing next to it? Or is that
Yeah.
a power strip? It looks like a chalk against the door. Yeah, it is. It's a chalk against the door. Look at that. He's got something chalked right underneath the against the main part of the door.
Oh, it's a half door. So this is a horse
Yeah.
barn.
That's what it seems like.
Oh,
Converted horse barn.
that's a gray,
Oh,
my
dang.
guy. That's a gray.
Look at how big its head is.
Absolutely. It's a gray. It's a freaking gray.
But if that's a horse barn, that's a really tall gray, which might be in line with how tall the people in Las Vegas and that recent thing said.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ancient astronaut theorists proposed
Aliens.
That's right. It's exactly right.
Yes,
You know, if you all watched Ancient Astronauts,
Ancient Alien.
Ancient
Aliens, yeah.
you'd know.
I like this one. This is my favorite one so far. That's good.
Yeah, it's
That
that's
is
really
good.
That's very.
And listen,
convincing.
if they've just made this up, kudos to them. It's cool.
It doesn't feel made up.
Oh, look at the mouth.
Also, see this
Oh.
this kind of plays in. Oh yeah, that's creepy. This kind of plays in a little bit to what I was saying about a tourist thing. Like, what if some just like to come and do like jump scares
Yeah.
to all
Yeah.
you know to the undeveloped planet? They're just like, oh, watch this. Here, hold my beer.
The
And then
punk high
they run
school
up-
kids. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
look what I'm going to go
Hey,
do.
Watch this. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at him peeing himself. Oh, that's cool. Let's go to the next one.
But really, the language was more like, people flip flop, flex on, flex or keep it up, flip, flip, flip. And then he hands him his beer.
Yeah, they had his beer.
Watch what I'm going to do. Flex on. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I want to hear the audio all the way through one more time. Ooh, it's making a sound.
It sounds like E ET.
So if this is fake, that is phenomenal natural reacting. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I'm for the first time since we've done rapid fire, I'm having a hard time believing this one's fake.
I mean, I don't know that it necessarily is fake. You know?
Wonder where this is from.
So this is a repost from somebody else. So this is posted by Terrifying Posts. Obviously, they post terrifying stuff.
Yep.
Just I'm not seeing anything. It's really saying where it came from. I mean, I get the vibe, like just glancing at their profile, that they post this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wish we would get more background. There's not a lot of like comments on this, which is strange. But I don't know. It's a good one.
Yeah.
That's just yeah, the whole reaction. Everything is great. The reaction with the door, it flies open after coming in contact with the hand.
Mm-hmm.
The scramble of the guy on the ground, like
Yeah.
I mean, they even blurred their faces, which means they don't want to be known.
yeah.
So I don't
not
know.
Trying to get
Spooky, man. Yeah, like who's okay? So like, here's what we talk about when we investigate: is who's making money off of this. Obviously, the guy that filmed the video or the guy that was there doesn't want to be known. I don't know. It's good.
Yeah, I mean
This
that's
is-
the problem with anything on social media is obviously the person posting it is
Yeah.
trying to get people to watch.
Right.
Otherwise they're
Clicks.
not
It's-
posting
it's-
it. Yeah, clicks.
It's about clicks.
But like you said, the person in the video is blurred out, so I don't necessarily know that the person in the video or that filmed it is getting any kind of notoriety from it.
It's interesting. That's a good one, though. I really like this one. This is my new favorite.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, man. Let's move on reluctantly.
That's wild.
So this is Kamchatka, Russia, and Russia is misspelled.
What do you mean?
Rusia. It's Rusia, obviously. It's in Rusia. Ooh. So this is a very short clip. This UFO is keeping pace with a car, moving at a pretty decent clip.
Uh-huh.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Stellar.
Yeah, that's really good. Even even if you watch it close as like the street lights go by, like there's nothing weird going on around the object.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any pixelization, anything like that. The only thing discerning to me is the solid red light.
Yeah.
There's a little tiny solid red light underneath there.
Looks like a helicopter to me.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
But
there's the light on the tail as well. If it's a helicopter.
But it's a solid light. So I mean anything that flies in the sky has a flashing light in it.
Except Russia has their own things.
Yeah, Russia's kind of special.
Yeah, Russia has their own things about that stuff, so I don't know. I guess it could be a helicopter. That's a good point.
I've never seen a helicopter with the lights on its propellers.
I haven't either, but that doesn't. I don't know. It sure feels like a helicopter. Looks like a helicopter.
So first time I paused it. Let me see if I can get it again. See the trail. It's not perfectly circular. Right. It's curved. Right. It's got a little wobble in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like see it's almost like it's going undulating. See what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not I think if it was a helicopter, it would be a perfectly straight line.
Maybe.
Yeah, like look how irregular that line is. I don't know. I see a lot of
the other thing that I thought at first, except that you have the street lights going by, is I actually thought it was, you know how the blimps have the screen that goes around them?
Yeah.
For advertisement? I was like, oh, it's a blimp. They just sped the video up. But these street lamps are going by at like a driving pace.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's it.
I want to say this is a helicopter, but I've never seen one with lights on its propellers.
Yeah, neither have I. I guess you could look it up.
I can't imagine there's an effective way to send power to the end of propellers. That would kind of mess up the aerodynamics, right?
Yeah, I mean, it also might be that that's a reflection. Because that white spot on the back could be, I don't think it would reflect all the way up onto the propellers up there, but I don't know.
Maybe if they got a spotlight on it, it's Russia. They could do anything they want over there.
Yeah.
Helicopter with lights
on blades.
On the blades? Rotors? Yeah, we'll call it blades.
Rotors. Blades, rotors, whirly bits. Probably also.
Oh.
Whirly widgets.
Okay, well, it's a thing.
Kopp-Etchel's effect.
A helicopter with lights on its blades is typically referred to as a helicopter with rotor blade tracking lights. These lights are installed on the tips of the rotor blades to help pilots visually monitor the blade's rotation and position during flight, particularly in low light or night conditions.
Huh. What was
it's a helicopter.
Oh, you said you pulled something up.
There's also an effect called the Kopp-Etchel's effect, a sparkling ring or disc that is sometimes produced by rotary wing aircraft when operating in sandy conditions, particularly near the ground at night.
Ah.
So I think that those are lights on the end of the blade. I don't think it's this effect.
Look at that. It's even got a red and a white light on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a helicopter.
We got a helicopter, friends.
Yeah, but I can see why they thought it was a UFO.
Yeah.
I get
Ooh.
it.
Here's a photo of the one in sandy conditions. That's interesting. Oh, wow.
It is interesting, isn't it?
Was that blue sparky thing you just had up a minute ago?
It's like it's got sparklers attached to the blades. That's cool.
Right.
It's the sand impacting the
Yeah.
rotors and sparking on the metal. That's
Really
crazy.
cool. Okay, so we got a helicopter. It's Russia. Helicopters. I'm not surprised.
Yep.
Moving forward.
An unmarked black government helicopter.
Bum, bum, bum. Wait, do we have a sound like a bum, bum, bum?
I don't think we do.
No, but this is what Russia gets. There you go, Russia. You're a cootie queen. So this is dailytruehorror.in on Instagram. It says Daily True Horror Moment caught on camera, day 97. Oh. That's a good reaction, but I don't like the movement.
Yeah. This seems more like
It's a little-
someone doing a Blair Witch thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good reaction, but it's a little too fakey for me.
Yeah. Seems like some abandoned explorers doing some Blair Witch stuff. for
Oh,
fun.
look. No shadow.
But it is straight on, sorta.
Oh, no shadow even on the wall behind it right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's just an insert.
Yeah, good job. Good try.
Huh.
We are professionals.
We
Yeah,
are
it's very good.
pro
The movement's too smooth. There's no bob to it.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a real encounter. It looks like a dude in a gimp suit with scrubs over it.
Yeah. That's exactly what it looks like. Gimp suit.
Doesn't it? Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
a latex gimp suit, and then he just put on a hospital gown over top of it.
Well, yeah, everybody in the comments is saying no shadow, no shadow.
Yeah, that's problematic. The dude's gift, that's racist.
Someone says no way that can be staged, totally fake, and he responds as that's racist. Good try, good try. Kudos to the voice actor. Let's hear it one more time. That was good enough. He did a good job. Good job screaming, buddy.
Also, I feel like it would have been easier to just literally have a dude in a gimp suit and put on a scrub and walk.
Right? You're already
You could have done the
there.
exact same scene. Yeah, you could have done the very same scene.
Yeah.
But
Good
no.
try.
And
Well,
had
that
it
was a
and had your
low-budget
shadow.
thing. They didn't have enough money to get another person.
I guess.
Yeah. It was
dude just went
one
home
guy.
and
Yeah.
Fiddled with his computer.
Moving on. Okay, so this is Mystery Buster 69 on
Of course it is.
Of course it's mystery. Have I told you the story of the time I guessed my nephew's PIN number on his laptop? He was having computer problems and he was getting ready. He's like, hold on, I gotta put my PIN in. And I was like, wait, let me see if I can guess it. I was like, it's 4 numbers. He said, yeah. I said, is it 6969? And he looked at me. He was like 12. He looked at me and he goes, and his face got all red. He's like, yeah. It's like, oh my God. Were we that young?
The Airbnb that my parents stayed at over the holiday, the password to the Wi-Fi was natural state 6969
Oh my
or natural
god.
state 69. I was like, for real on your Airbnb? Really?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on. And it's a nice
remember-
place. It's a 4-bedroom house, but the Wi-Fi password's natural state 69. I was like,
Well, it's a lot better than the password for our office Wi-Fi for a long time.
it still is that password, and we can't say it on the air.
Oh no, okay. There was so when I moved into that apartment after we were living together, a bunch of crappy people there. Didn't care for my neighbors, didn't ever talk to them, and my normal thing was to snoop on people's Wi-Fi's because I've always wanted to work in IT, so I'm always poking at people's Wi-Fi passwords to see what I can figure out. Got a couple of them, and I got a kick out of people's network names. And one guy's network name was "send nudes for password." I'm like, oh,
Nice.
jeez.
Nice.
All right, grow up,
Nice.
Eddie. Grow up. We're not 12 anymore.
Send
All
news
right.
for-
Said nature password. Mystery Buster 69 on Instagram. This says scariest encounter, unknown creature sighting.
What? Holy fuck! Wait. Fucking animals! What the hell is that? What the shit is that? Yo, no, what the fuck? What is that? That's not an owl, dude. What the fuck is that? It's giant and it's white. Oh my god.
Oh,
What the hell? Oh my god. What are those? They're making some weird noises. That is not the wind you guys are hearing. Those are the birds making noises. I don't know what kind of birds those are. Those are massive birds. Can you imagine if we were here at 3 a.m. and heard that? I'm not going closer. What the hell is That's not a toy. I've never seen anything like this before.
What is that?
Yeah. Dude,
Oh, dude, they're vulture babies.
yeah.
They're vulture babies.
I don't know what.
Now look at the face.
Some mom's gotta be around here, bro. And if these guys are this mean, imagine the mom. Yo, mama bird. Oh! Yo. Oh, there's another one over there. I told you there's 3. What the heck are you? Bro, they look like aliens. I'm not joking. I don't know what this is. It looks like an alien.
No, you can see its wing extending out to the side.
Yeah.
They're vulture babies.
Boo. This is people just being
Boo.
dumb. Don't know animals.
Yeah, just vulture babies.
I get a sound clip for that.
Maybe. Yeah, because they're all fuzzy like chicks until they actually
Yep.
molt and start growing their wings. Yeah, it's little vulture babies. The vulture laid them nearby, or they, or these
Yep.
guys threw them in there. I don't know. It's hard to
Oh
know.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a little vulture. Eh. Well.
Or like a turkey buzzard. Because turkey
Yeah.
buzzards are massive.
Yeah, a buzzard. Yeah. Yeah.
Boo on these people for not
Boo.
knowing what animals look like. Here you go. You get the sound
Boo.
clip one more time. Moving on. Oh, so I know what this is.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kill the audio. I'm going to kill everybody's dreams right now. And I'm sorry, but this is one of the
Ball
rarest
lightning?
electrical phenomena in the world. Yeah, it's ball lightning.
Ball lightning.
This has only been cited in person maybe a dozen times in the history of the human race. One of the earliest recordings of ball lightning was the same year as the dancing plague.
The what?
The dancing plague?
Is that like
don't-
where a really bad dance craze catches on for no reason, like the
You don't-
Macarena, and then never goes away like STDs?
You don't know about the dancing plague? We might need to do an episode on that. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I've
know
never
what
heard of it.
happened. I'll give you a quick breakdown. I quickly forgot how to spell dancing. This was in the year 1518.
Oh yeah.
It was a case of dancing mania occurred in modern day France. I'm not going to try to pronounce this town. In the Holy Roman Empire, July 1518 to September 1518, where between 50 and 400 people took to dancing for weeks, nonstop. And there are many theories behind the phenomenon, most popular being stress-induced mass hysteria. Others include religious stuff, but it started off with one person just in the town square started dancing for no reason. And then it became 2, then it became 4, then it became 10. And the next thing you know, the entire town was just dancing nonstop. And the only time they would stop is when they were completely exhausted. And it was another one of those cases of bad bread.
St. Anthony's Fire.
Yeah.
Yes, very
Bad bread.
familiar. Yes, tryptamine's gone bad.
And earlier in that year, the first recorded instance of ball lightning was recorded.
Really?
And this was such an extreme case. This is the most extreme case of ball lightning. This thing came down from the clouds. People saw it descend. It crossed the town, went through people's houses, and just strolled its way through the town. And anytime anybody tried to get too close to it, it would shock them, so they would back up. And it would just phase through the walls, phase through the window, and then it would just go up and down and sideways. Crazy story, absolutely crazy story. But it is a naturally occurring phenomena. This is not fake. This is a real thing.
So here's my only thing on this video. So the light is good, right? The light underneath it. Even when you watch it cross the train tracks, the lighting is good. Watch it go across the train tracks. Watch it reflect back on the backside of the train track, even when the lightning comes out. Here's my problem. Right there. Watch the sparks. The next time.
Oh, yeah. I see it. It's a little AI, isn't it? Or not AI. It's a little CG.
Yeah. So up until then, even the bolts, the little parts where it zaps it, but that's pretty easy to fake. But watch the sparks.
Yeah, they look a little shitty.
I'm not
gonna lie.
They're lit all the way to the ground, but they don't bounce at all on the concrete or anything. And sparks bounce when they hit if they're still lit, and they just magically go out.
See if I could pause it on them.
And
I don't know. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Keep watching. Yeah, but it's when you let it play, man. It just.
Yeah, they just phase it. Yeah.
And also watch underneath where the light is. Watch how it distorts the railroad ties. They bend. Watch what's right. Look right there. They're bent.
Yeah.
See that.
This is a real phenomenon, but I think this is a really well faked version.
And I want to point out one thing. Look, it's Pikachu. Okay, I'm done.
But those two things, if it was just one thing, I'd be...
Darn, I wanted this to be real because I like that phenomenon.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I've seen video of it before, maybe 2 videos. Maybe this is just a ball lightning enthusiast, but
yeah.
Maybe faked, but it's really good.
So I saw a show that was talking about ball lightning. There's actually a scientist. I don't know if he's into. I don't know. I want to say he's a physicist, but I can't be sure. But he has this incredibly big power station that he built, and he has a probe. A big probe that hangs down from the ceiling, comes across and arcs across metal. And he makes mini ball lightning.
Oh.
Right. No. So, because they're not sparks, right?
Did you say Tom Selleck?
He said,
does he sell it?
Oh. Lightning in a ball. Wah, wah, wah.
So, but when he makes it arc, right? He shows you on the layout. He cleans the table, right, and then he does it, and he shows you and winds back the video, and he's like, "Look, here are the actual sparks, right? Here are the sparks.
because they leave a little bit of debris where they stop, right? You can track them. But separate from that, when it arcs, there's a thing about yay big that's not a spark, it's blue like this, and it kind of roams around on the table a little bit and then disappears, and there's nothing left, because it's essentially ball lightning is turning the air into plasma.
Yeah.
Right, that's how it's making that light. Which it's funny because this looks exactly like a TIG welder, which uses.
To be fair, the sparks do fall in grass.
Right. I think it's real.
No, they don't all fall in grass because it's right next to the cement, and half of them fall over the cement, and nothing happens. Watch.
Look here.
Look how close the light is to the cement, and then look at where they arc at. And then tell me where they go. Also the bent tracks, but besides that, watch. They should fall on concrete and nothing. They're not there.
Look here.
I'm not buying it.
We're enjoying ourselves. Pikachu is in there. It's real.
But it's just one man's opinion. Just one man's opinion. It's too good. The video's too good.
I think it's the actual lightning phenomena.
I think it is too. And you've been outvoted, so hey,
outvoted.
Because all science, of course, is democracy.
Yes, it's all voting. We all vote.
It's all voting.
We all vote.
It's real. Moving on. We're getting let's see where we're at. Oh geez, we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 more. You want to rip through them right quick?
Let's do another one or two.
Okay.
We can do another one or two.
Oh, we're going to have to mute this one because it's copyrighted music. I know that riff right off the top of my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crew 9 captures tumbling object that changes direction and speed.
Who's Crew 9?
Oh. Oh!
It's crew going up to the shuttle crew from back when that's one of the liquid fuel rockets from the back of the shuttle, I think. There may not be. That might be one of the Soyuz rockets.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
But it feels edited.
Yeah, it feels edited.
Video of a video.
Especially the last section. The first section looks like real debris, but making it change that part.
Yeah, look at the green bits on the screen. Watch them flicker when it changes. That's pixel change. That's proof of editing. Whoop, you see it?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's them playing with it. You bastards. Yeah. Whoa. I guess we don't need audio on that one. That's just a rare animal. Looks like a giant capybara.
So it's a real animal, but I thought it was interesting because this is how seeing animals like this that you don't normally, there's no Discovery Channel thing about them. This is how people think that they see cryptids, right? Like this thing looks like a knot deer.
Yeah.
Right? Like the way its front legs are, it looks like a knot deer.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
See?
Yeah. What's the next one?
Oh, no, we saw this one.
This.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alien caught on video, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
And moving on.
Yeah, I've seen that one before, and they said it was a poltergeist, so...
Oh,
caught from a
Ring doorbell. Huh?
Camera. Yeah, Ring doorbell, yeah.
Wow, look at that still.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow.
It's one of the cigars.
Yeah.
See, these are what I would think of as like the tour bus of the alien tourism.
And they're like,
industry.
be sure to lock your doors until we're safely away from Earth.
Right. Right.
They all have guns, especially over that big weird shaped continent they call America.
Yeah. No pictures. Everyone put your cameras away.
No flash photography.
No flash photography.
You don't want to attract their attention.
I mean, that's a good still. I mean, I'm skeptical of them being able to get that still out of that door camera, but it does look similar. I mean, I guess the door camera is just capturing frames, though. It's not really like video.
So it's probably stretched out. So it's probably, so we're seeing 3 of the same light, but the red light, so it's kind of there. It's there. It's not here. So I'd be willing to wager it's a third of the size.
Gotcha. Not actually a big long. Yeah, because it is repetitious, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how the frames work. It stretches, light stretches.
Huh.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah,
Same thing with like the propeller and the light, how it left a trail.
Yeah,
Right.
it makes sense.
Yeah. Still, an unknown object moving very quickly through the sky.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we'll leave it at that for the night. We've run for 2 hours. We've run for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed myself. This is the final episode of season 1. It went out with a bang. This is some good ones. They keep getting better. I know I keep saying it, but they do. They keep getting better. I thought at this point the quality would start to go downhill, but it seems some of them are coming through, and maybe the algorithm is starting to work for us a little bit.
Yeah, and by the time I got down to this many videos when I did this big dump to you, I had gotten better at, if I was pulling bad ones, it's because I knew they were bad and I wanted to give them as an example.
Right.
They were interesting, but I was really, I think towards the end here, I was really trying to pull stuff that was like hard to explain.
Right. Yeah, these were great. This was probably our best rapid fire yet. Next to our first one, of course, which was excellent.
Yeah, the first one's really good.
Go
watch it.
Yes, we did. It was so good. I'm gonna look at the calendar right quick. Okay, so
the 12th.
Yes, we will be back on the 12th. So we're going to take next weekend off. So which will be the 5th. And we will be back January 12th with episode 1 of season 2 of Beyond the Shadows. And what do y'all want to do? What do you want to cover?
So there's probably, I know there's a lot of UFO stuff out there. I guess we'll have to look. I haven't really looked. If you know of a good myth or famous poltergeist thing, I'd like to do a good famous poltergeist thing, or even not famous, but one that's good. But
so we did
off the top of my head.
So last episode was a UFO. You should go back and watch that one because it ties in very similarly to the episode of the kids from, was it Africa? The school kids?
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is a whole group of school kids from the UK that saw a UFO land.
Okay.
So we did a UFO last week, Krampus before that, MK Ultra, Philadelphia Experiment, and then we did Cryptid, Conspiracy, UFO. Yeah, we're due for a good ghost.
Yeah,
a good ghost story. So let's shoot for January 12th, episode 1 of season 2. We're going to shoot for some type of ghost activity. I'll see what I can dredge up and get a good, some good photo and or video evidence. I'm not sure. I'll have to dig and find something really good to start off the season.
Yeah.
But what are y'all doing for New Year's?
Oh,
anything?
I don't know.
Probably getting in bed by 9.
Yeah, we feel pretty crappy at the moment.
It's New Year's Eve is the wife's birthday. And she always says her birthday present to herself is to be in bed by 9. That's funny.
Nice.
We're gonna get some sushi and then probably go to bed.
Yeah, when we got up earlier to pee, I felt like I had rusted in place.
Oh no!
Everything was sore. I did yoga yesterday, but it's definitely not that. It's not that. I'm sick.
Yeah,
Nah.
sore in places. I didn't do yoga.
Yeah.
Achy. So y'all probably got the flu, huh?
Yeah, maybe. If I'll know if it's worse tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it's worse tomorrow, then yeah, probably.
Well, take care of yourselves. If you get some time, listen to my pathetic attempt at taking the episode out last week. It was so bad, and I tried so hard, and I was like, I've got to be really poetic with this because I know Aeon is going to listen to this, and he's going to judge me. It was not good. I tried really hard, but it was not good. So, will you grace us with our final season 1 episode closer, please, sir?
So, in the vast expanse of bits and pixels that is the internet and social media, anybody will put up anything if it will get a few clicks, right? Clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
And so the habit of doom scrolling, which is, a thing that has a name now, that
Guilty.
is what people do, on the toilet and when they're bored or when they're having coffee or there's nobody around, they just, constantly flicking the screen. I think it is possible, in the midst of this doom scrolling, as you're seeing your cat videos and your monologues made to seem like they're by your German Shepherd, which is what comes across Paul's all the time. You might take a moment to slow down because sometimes things on social media may not be what they appear to be. For instance, our videos tonight. Some of these videos, had you just skipped right by it, you might have been like, oh, whatever, aliens, fake, right? Doom scroll past it to the cat video. While it is hard to parse through some of this stuff, because there is a lot, and more of it's fake than not, much like all of social media, more of it's fake than not.
Mm-hmm.
If you slow down a little bit, you might find a whole nother world on social media that you didn't know existed. But it can be confusing. So, if you are finding yourself in a wash of these pixels and bits, you should follow us
Beyond the Shadows. I had to do it. I'm sorry. We didn't use that one this season. Anyway, good night, everybody. We'll see y'all.
Good night.
January 12th, season 2. Have a good night.
Creature like that. How would it ever die?
And this monster starts running right at me.
Annihilated by nuclear bombs.
Beast is not dead. I put 4 bullets into him.
Oh, you're crazy.
But I saw that monster too. All I want is for someone to believe me.
Contaminated.
Face. It's horrible. Look like it would scare you to death.
All right, let's get to work.
Beyond the shadows.